There you are. Hello, DevOps friends. Welcome to Full Stack Live. I'm Jochen, the Monospace Mentor. And yeah, it's Thursday and time for another live coding stream. Hello, Exegete. Hello, Fragberg. How are you doing? And Exegete, of course, there will be a comment. I've by now discovered the redemption queue on my stream dashboard, and so it's not going to get lost. Sorry to hear that, Fragberg. It's a struggle, isn't it? Hope that'll change soon. And from what you wrote on Discord, it seems to be really annoying with people, especially recruiters, not doing their job. It's really, really bad. And yes, I saw that too. You actually mentioned it on stream. And yeah, are you down in the slump? I guess you are. If there's anything that we can do to make your day a little bit more happy, let us know. And yeah, maybe it's time for that hand bike after all. Yeah, so today I'm going to continue with my work on the monitoring. The merge request has gone through. The merge request that I submitted at the end of Tuesday's stream has gone through, and the new cookbook version has been deployed. We'll now have to enable that in our testing environment and see what happens if we actually get some ping and SSH checks, or if something is still broken that we didn't discover until it got deployed to testing. Other than that, I think I might have to do some writing. We'll still have to write the incident report on last week's database outage. And if I don't have the time later today, I guess I might have to do that on stream and share how I'm writing an incident report, which is also part of IT operations, so it's worth sharing. And yeah, we'll see how that goes. Yeah, maybe there's a way to jerry-rig something that you can do with your arms. Doesn't have to be a full-blown hand bike. Cooking the books is not something that I usually do on stream. It's not something that I usually do, period. But maybe that's something for a later stream. All right, so yeah, that's the plan. If you call that, if you can call that a plan. And yeah, I still get a little bit confused because there's no microphone in front of me. I'm using this lapel mic now, and lapel mic, and it's freeing, but it's also, I feel like something is missing, and yeah, that's why I seem to be, might seem to be a little bit all over the place. A bakery makes sense. Joining the queue of hair salons, and what other business are there with creative business names? Bun in the oven. Oh dear. I guess it's time that we get started. All right, let's go. Okay, so I still need to set up my streaming environment here, my work environment. So let's at first launch a nice little terminal, enter my toolbox container. And we can go right into the cookbooks session here. The beer cellar. Oh dear God. I'm not sure if I can take this much longer. Okay, here we are. Prometheus Fry Steel has been deployed, which should be visible by simply pulling master, because I suppose it's been merged. It has not. Wait, what? Oh, didn't I see? I guess it's time that we take a look at GitLab. Did I not merge this? Oh, I think the tests went through, but I did not merge it. Or did it? Give me a second. Yes, there is still a merge request. Oh dear. But it's ready to merge, so let's do exactly that. Shouldn't there be a new pipeline? No? Well, that didn't work. Why did it fail so quickly? Fatal, unable to access SSL certificate problem. Oh, I think that's an issue that GitLab is having at the moment. I have to read up on that. Give me a second. Huh. Maybe just go to status.gitlab.com. All systems operational. My email seems to disagree, but I deleted all these, so let me take a look at my trash. Where is it? Deleted. Let's see. GitLab status notification. The issue is resolved. For self-hosted runners, the previous workaround may need to be reapplied as we have updated gitlab.com certificate. Please see possible workarounds in gitlab.com. Yes, and our cookbooks are running on a self-hosted runner. Because we need a VirtualBox as our VM environment. So let's see. Maybe let me actually pull that up on the big screen so I can read it better, because my stream screen is a tiny monitor, 10-inch monitor at the moment. And that makes reading smaller text so much harder. But I'm going to change my desk setup here. Yesterday I decided that I'm not going to bother with the 10 inches anymore. Stupak, welcome to the stack, by the way. So at the moment, my main monitor is a 34-inch ultrawide monitor, and it's nice, but I think ultrawide monitors aren't as great especially for live streaming. So I'm going to exchange that for two 27-inch screens, one of which I can then use as my streaming screen, and then there's a huge difference between 10 and 27 inches. I'll even have to scale down the 1440p resolution down to HD, but that'll make working on stream much easier. And maybe I'll use the small one as a status screen or something like that. But I mean, Stupak is not wrong. I thought about, yeah, I'll have to make the font bigger anyway. And yes, maybe that's actually a good interim solution to simply force myself to make the font a little bit bigger. And yes, of course you can screen share from a 4K screen as well. I assume you have scaling in place though. I don't think you'll run that in native resolutions, do you? But yeah, I think two separate screens where I can simply say, okay, stream that screen and I'll use the other one for status and OBS and stuff will work much better. 100%, wow. Yeah, you get into my age and we'll talk again. What I was about to say, of course you can stream or screen share on a higher resolution screen, but it makes things so much more complicated, because then you'll have to basically cut out an area of the screen that you're sharing and size every window that it fits and stuff. So yeah, I think having two separate screens with dedicated purposes will make things a lot easier for me. And I'll also be able to run them in different orientations as well. I can run them side by side. I can stack them in top of each other. I can run one in landscape and one in portrait format. So I think there's also going to be some more flexibility for me. We'll see. I'll get the screens next week, and then I'll change my desk setup here and test it out, and then I'll probably sell the 34-inch if everything is going to work as planned. So let me see. Yeah, half pixels are going to deteriorate your the whole screen. Yeah, it's going to blur stuff. That's definitely not a good idea. 49-inch ultrawide. Yeah, I guess I'd be perfectly happy if it wasn't for streaming, and since I would rather do more streaming than less, that's why I'm going to change. I don't think it'll impact my normal non-streaming work if I switch to two side-by-side screens, but it'll improve my streaming work, so overall it's going to be a net improvement, and so that's at least how I rationalize this. And to be honest, selling this Alienware monitor will cover more than the price of the two new monitors anyway. That was a really expensive monitor. So, where are we? I need to get this. So, Cloudflare deprecated DigiCert for advanced SSL certificates, and we needed to migrate to Let's Encrypt. What? They deprecated Digicert? What's up with Digicert? That's really strange. Okay, so let's see for the workaround. Use an existing test instance with GitLab Omnibus using a Let's Encrypt certificate. Modify the runner to print out the name of each certificate issuer and subject. Seems to be affecting specifically self-hosted runners on SaaS. That's exactly our situation. See, and that's how you lose valuable work time. Such a pity. Speaking of work time, I need to start my tracker. I've started tracking my time. And Toggle.com is really great for that. Okay, so let's continue here. Resolving this to update the container image to one that supports Let's Encrypt CA certificates. Any old image that has out-of-date CA certificates could be affected. That's strange. I don't think we run that old of a container image, do we? Exegete agrees, ultrawide is kind of a pain for streaming, ended up downscaling my stream source to 1080p on the ultrawide. Yeah, exactly. And so if you don't run an operating system that allows you to make to basically split your screen into logical screens to which you can then point OBS, you need to work with capturing an area of your screen and cropping everything out and moving everything into that area, and you'll still be affected by, say, if you switch desktops quickly, then that'll be visible on the window that you cut out for streaming and stuff like that. So it makes things so complicated. And to be honest, I'd like to focus on the stuff that I'm doing. I'm distracted by old people in my chat anyway, and so simply being able to say, okay, what's on that screen, that's on stream, that's so much easier. With the ultrawide, I was looking as it had two inputs, so it would act like 220. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. That does make sense. That's what I meant. If you are able to use it as two separate screens, even on a oh yeah, it's not toggle with an e.com, just leave off the e, and then that's the time tracking app. And it's really user-friendly. Maybe the domain isn't. How is Toggle an insurance site? That's a strange connection. But still, even though with the ultrawide you'll have two 27-inch screens, you can't just make the left half portrait format. So yeah. I'll keep rationalizing my decision. Okay, so let's see. I restarted my GitLab.com runner, not just the process, the whole VM, and it did resolve the issue. That's strange. Another restart fixed it. Okay. Now I'm curious what actually happened. Adding more details around the certificates in use in these CAs. We had a Cloudflare Managed Advanced Certificate that was using the DigiCert CA. This is an old and established CA that is trusted by very old systems. Yes, they've been around for ages, and they're still trustworthy, aren't they? With the rotation to Let's Encrypt, we have the following chain of trust. Yeah, and that's the ISRG root X1, I think, and or X2. That's the one that changed a year or two ago. In theory, even older systems without an explicit X2/E1 trusted CA should work, since they are cross-signed. However, there are some bugs in OpenSSL that prevent the certificate validation from succeeding. This was documented in 2021 by Let's Encrypt here. Yeah, see, 2 years ago. I still remember us having to update our root certificates to include that. If there's a requirement to users to update the root CAs, it varies by OS. Yeah. So is it the host system that needs to be updated, huh? Nice summary. I love GitLab for being so transparent and doing these things in the open, because you can really learn from these incident reports here. For example, with Steve here, creating a nicely formatted summary just to get people in the loop, and to show the different options that they were considering at the time. We can no longer use the DigiCert certificate anymore because it's not available in Cloudflare anymore. Okay. That really makes me a little bit concerned, but because I think we do still run and even provision new DigiCert certificates. Is there something with DigiCert that I missed? How to upload custom certificate. Generate a new certificate. We probably have to rekey the certificate since we don't seem to have the private key. What? I think they're just changing their own certificates. The private key that we have is out of date. Shouldn't you have the private key to your own certificates? DigiCert update. Thanks, Supak. I'll have to have a look. In the latter half of 2023, Cloudflare will begin deprecating DigiCert as a certificate authority available for a variety of certificates: Universal, Advanced, and SSL for SaaS. I think that just affects these older kind of certificates that have been somehow fallen into disrepute. For advanced certificates. If a certificate has multiple host names in the SAN, one DCV record is required to complete validation. Interesting. Yeah, they don't seem to offer an explanation, and I think that's probably for legal reasons. Well, not issuing certificates, that I can understand if it's just a pricing thing. But stopping to trust them, or did he just stop GitLab from using DigiCert because they couldn't purchase new certificates from Cloudflare or from DigiCert via Cloudflare? This is all very confusing, but we'll deal with the fallout first. Maybe I'll do some more research into the whole background, but at the moment I just need my CI system back. So that's the end of it, I guess. Now let's So I guess I'll simply try and get the root x2 certificate. So what they do is download the certificate and add it to the certificates.conf file, and then they'll update CA certificates. Okay, that's something that we can do. Let's see. It's Etsy SSL. Just a second. They'll download it to user share CA certificates. CA certificates. Okay, that doesn't actually seem to exist. And now it does, right? Yeah. Okay. In that case, let me try and rerun this. Nope. Self-signed certificate in certificate chain. Oh. That might be what the other comment mentioned down here, where the DST root seat needs to be removed. And then another update CA certificates. And we can actually verify that by simply curling gitlab.com. So let's try this. Curl https gitlab.com. Well, that does work. That's all very strange. So it's about the DST root CAX3. User share CA certificates Mozilla. Okay. Share CA certificates Mozilla. There it is, actually. Is it DST or what was the name? Yeah, DST. Doesn't exist though. Oh, I hate it. Jobs failing, self-signed certificate and certificate chain. Yeah. And then another restart. So let's restart the GitLab run then. Everything else seems to be working, so maybe we're in luck. Ah, here we go. Brilliant. Nice. So the new cookbook version has been uploaded to our chef server. Which means that I should be able to use the new cookbook, and I did change the dependency, right? I did not. Ah, fuck. Somehow, something told me that I managed to not update this, which means I have already forgotten why I needed to update this. What's the changelog entry? So we need to use 10. Oh no, I'm in the master branch. I shouldn't confuse myself. Not adding a port number. Okay, yeah, that was that. And I think if I do another git... Oh, I'm still in this branch, okay. Oh. I don't like this. Did I actually miss to... No, I didn't. Now I'm getting confused here. We had all these tests and stuff. I have to admit, I feel a little bit off today. I had to sleep in because I was really tired, and maybe I should get this looked after. It's happening far too often that I feel really tired, and yeah. So, that's that. Let's go back here, and now it's updated. We are actually using version 1.0 of the new cookbook, and since that has been deployed, we should be able to change the dependency. But I'll have to do that behind the scenes because I don't want to reveal any secrets that are stored in the same JSON file. So give me a second. No, I don't have to update that because we are in the testing environment that will do all this stuff automatically and pull in the latest cookbook. I think, except if Rolls-Royce Steel has something else to say, and we can take a look at that. Other than that, we should already have the latest cookbook running in our testing environment. So let me do another verification step here and take a look at the roles cookbook that we are using to pull in everything that is usually active in our environment. So this is kind of a meta cookbook that simply pulls in other cookbooks, and there might actually be a version constraint in here. Let's see, we have Prometheus FryStale version 0.4 or higher, and since we are running 0.7 now, that is sufficient, which means we should see the latest Prometheus cookbook version in our production environment. By the way, let's not make this a 3-hour monologue on my side. If you have any questions, pop into chat and ask. If you have anything that you'd like to share, please do so. And I just was reminded, yes, Exegete, I still owe you a comment, but I didn't have the opportunity yet. So, let's take a look at our testing Prometheus server. Prometheus testing 13. So there is a black box exporter YAML that looks like it's been updated. We have the ping module, the HTTP module, and the SSH module. And now let's see for the ping module. Yes, it's going to ping all our testing servers here and should relabel stuff. Yep. Same goes for the SSH check. And even though we have listed only host names as targets, which took a lot of work, the source label rewriting here will actually replace the host name with host name :22. So it'll actually check the SSH thingy. And I should be able to manually check something out of these tests, maybe with the Prometheus server itself. So if I do a curl localhost for the black box exporter, which is 9115, and we'll use probe and say the ping module and target our own server here, Prometheus-testing 13.f7it.net. We'll have to put this into quotes because of the ampersand. Oops, that didn't work. Okay, let's try another time. Let's. Aha! HTTP localhost 115 probe module ping target Prometheus-testing13. Yep, we get a probe success 1. Same should go for the SSH banner module. In that case, since I'm talking directly to the black box exporter, I'll have to add the port number, probe success 1. Which means if I go to the testing Prometheus server itself, let me log in off screen here. Do I even have that in my bookmarks? I don't think so. Okay. How do I test that? What kind of labels do we have? We have a metrics path. And we'll have an address. We have a target. Can I check the metrics path? Metrics path? No. Let's see. Let's look that up. Already had that open, so let's take a look. So after binding that, okay, I should have a probe success. Probe success metric. Let me see if that's true. Probe success, yes, and we'll pass in job equals ping okay, cool. Let me show that to you. Sorry. So here we go, and here we have all the probes that are running. These are the test systems, and if I use SSH banner, oh, interesting, there's an empty query result. So ping does work, SSH banner doesn't. Okay, so something's not working with the SSH banner check. Which is the more complicated one with the port number rewriting. Maybe I made a mistake there. Let's take a look at the black box exporter again. So if I do the black box, if I ask the black box exporter directly, that does work. Probe success is 1. That seems to be working. Maybe we'll use a different machine as well, not just our local host. So let's maybe use this one. Probe success is still 1. Probe duration took 0.01, and the localhost took 1 order of magnitude less. That was to be expected, because now we have an actual network round trip here, but it still worked. So something is wrong with how Prometheus talks to the black box exporter, and it doesn't get any metrics back. I don't expect there to be much of a log, though. No. If Prometheus would log all these things, it would it would quickly fill up the disk with checks running on a second basis or 10-second basis. And if it would log all these failing metrics accesses, then yeah, that wouldn't be much use in the log, because your monitoring machine would simply kill itself within a short time. Do I still have coffee? I feel like I'd need some. Okay, so what's going wrong? Let's take another look at the Prometheus YAML, especially the SSH. Oh, the job name is SSH. It's not SSH banner. The black box exporter module is called SSH banner, and I tricked myself. So, how about we use SSH as the job? Oh, how disappointing. I was hoping that it works now. Okay, so SSH doesn't work either. Ah, crap. Well, let's see. So what is supposed to happen here is, so Prometheus is supposed to take the targets that are listed down here and then do the relabeling of these targets according to the relabel configs up here. So what it's supposed to do is, it's supposed to take the address label that is each of these targets. It's supposed to apply a regular expression. I see what's happening here. I can already see what's happening. See, it's always nice to have you as my rubber ducks. What's happening here is it applies a regular expression where it takes everything before the colon and then everything after that. I don't think I'll even need to match that. And I shouldn't match that. What it's supposed to happen is that it takes the group here in front of the colon and then simply take this and add colon 22. But the problem is there isn't any colon in my targets. So the regex doesn't actually apply. So what I need to do is either group the second part here with the colon and make that optional, or I'll leave it off completely. But I think it makes sense to... No, I don't think it makes sense. If we make sure that these are host names, then I shouldn't simply yeah, then this should be quite simple. Maybe I can even get by without a regex in the first place. But this is definitely not correct. And we can test that by simply making a manual change here. How would this have to look? Well, as I said, we can group this and make it optional. Otherwise, we'll simply take everything. So let's do this. Can I reload this, Prometheus? Does it work? Is it still running? Yes, it did reload its configuration, which means maybe now we're getting results for SSH. Yes, we do. And all probes are actually, all probe successes are 1. So that's the bug we'll have to fix. Nice. Okay, let's do exactly that. Let's file a new issue. There's still... Oh, did I close 881? Yeah, I did. Okay, so we'll have to file a new issue. Prometheus job for SSH. It's failing. Due to a non-matching regex, the SSH job doesn't generate valid target addresses. We can set this to triage. Scope infra severity is a bug. We'll assign this issue to me. Epic is monitoring. No milestone, okay. If I create this, do we get the labels that we want? Yes, we do. But now I can change the workflow state. Oh, no, that's not what I wanted. Workflow. We've already validated that, so we can go right into implementation /fix. I've assigned labels. We don't need any sub-issues here. So we can go into implementation. Issue number is 885. So let's go here. We are already in the master branch. No changes in the meantime, I'd assume. Yep. Let's create 885 Prometheus regex. And the error is down here. If there is a port number, we can ignore it. If there isn't one, it doesn't matter anyway. So we'll do a rake bump patch to raise the patch level of this cookbook's version. That should get us to 071. Right? Yep. And new version means new changelog entry. 071. Fixed number 885. Fix job regex in SSH job. Fix regex in SSH job. That's that. Which means we should be able to run a test now. 071 doesn't exist on the server yet. There is a changelog entry, so it should go right into the test suite. Which means we'll have a little bit of waiting time, and you know what that means. That means words on stream. So, I need a new URL, I guess. That's a little bit tedious that I have to change that every time. There we go. And we need to redirect sound.
It's a Unix system. I know this.
No more Heroes Paradise. Thank you for the follow and welcome to the stack. So, I don't have a Firefox thingy yet. Give me just a second. How do I provoke sound? Let's see. Okay, does that get me Firefox in here? Yes, it does. And let's put you on here. Then I can close you there. And yeah, let's get started. My brain hasn't started up yet. Balthazar, right on time. It's a friendly competition, though. Names don't work. There are so many four-letter words. I have no idea what they are. I snuck that in. Didn't finish it. Oh, crap. Didn't get the next level. Guess we need to try again, don't we? Let's go. Tests are still running, so... Finally, come on, lock. I already thought I was too late. A lathe, nice. I lived to tell the tale. Okay, I'm glad that's not a word, because I wouldn't have known it. But still. Teal! I don't know this word. I'm not a woman. I know blue and green. That's all I need. Balthasar, we need to up our game. Tests are still running. Good excuse to keep going. Nape? I'll have to look that up. Come on, one more, one more. One more. Come on. At the same time. Well done. High five. Tests are still running. Ooh, wow. Okay. Come on, how is ANSI not allowed? Invasion, really? Wow. Onion? It's the first time I see this word. Onion. I feel like we missed a lot of these words. But, on the other hand, the test suite has finished successfully. It's a brain thing? What do you mean? I mean, I just didn't know the word. You don't have to insult my brain for it. I know what you meant. Said it in the most recent Star Trek Voyager episode? See? Star Trek. Watch it to know stuff. Especially watch Lower Decks. Yeah, so let's get back to our test suite here. Excuse me. Test suite did run through nicely, which means we can actually commit this fix. Let's do that exactly. Yeah, let's write a proper commit message here. That's a fix in Prometheus. So, FrySteel. SSH probe port. No, address. The regex used to add port 22 didn't match if because it required targets to already have a port number, which they don't. So let me do a quick expedited merge request. Copy the changelog entry. Yes, sir. I guess in that case, I should rather copy the commit message, actually. Maybe that's the better idea for the time being. let's also wait. Wrap that, assign to me. We don't need approval because it's just a little fix. No milestone as before, delete source branch, create merge request. Is optional, and we can... Wait, how is this already ready to merge? Yeah, thought so. There was supposed to be a pipeline running. But we can set it to auto-merge after the pipeline has finished successfully, hopefully. So this gets rolled out automatically, and since it's just a patch level change, it would even be rolled out automatically in production, let alone in testing, where everything usually is getting rolled out automatically. So that should give us working checks for ping and SSH, which is definitely progress, because they are the most... among the most essential checks we have in our monitoring system at the moment, and if you want to replace that existing monitoring system with Prometheus, we need them in there as well. So let me go back to, the issue, 885. It'll get closed once things get merged, but I can already say change implemented. And change tested and released will happen automatically. I don't have to check that off proactively, I think. There is the merge request. Let's go back to that. Merge request pipeline is running. You know what? Watching Star Trek before bed isn't the worst idea. That's something that I could do as well. I always struggle with deciding what to do when I'm in bed and not quite ready to fall asleep. On the other hand, I'm a little bit afraid that I would get into binge watching. And then it's 2 AM again. And I need to get up at 7. I'm losing enough sleep as it is. Even though I have to say, after last week's incident, the respective database is running really, really smoothly. And that means my nights aren't as disrupted as they were before the incident, which was caused by maintenance work to make it more stable. So it definitely got more stable. It took us longer than we anticipated, and it took much more work and caused much more stress than we had planned to have. But in the end, things are running more smoothly, and all that's left to do is write up the incident report for our customers to be transparent and upfront about what happened and why there was a disruption, if not a full-scale outage. So we'll see. As I wrote, I like it because it's not a lot of action, so the dialogue is great for distracting my brain from what it won't stop thinking about. Yeah, I can so relate. That's my main problem as well. Starting to think about stuff. Just yesterday, for example, after ordering the 2 new monitors, of course, I had to jinx it, didn't I? So, okay, interesting. I'm getting an alert from our testing environment, which isn't much of a problem though, but yeah. So after ordering these monitors, I also started thinking, well, how do I then deal with the video switcher that I have, will I still be able to use that? Because the monitors don't run in HD resolution, they have 1440p. And so does that make the video switcher obsolete? And what could I do with the video switcher? I started looking up stuff on Google and oh, speaking of, I need to change my default search engine. I'd like to try out Kagi. I've heard a lot of good stuff about it. I tried it out a short time, but you only have, I think, 100 search requests, and those were used up quite quickly. And back then I wasn't convinced enough to make a subscription. But I think it might be my best option at this point. Simply paying for a service that doesn't bombard me with ads. So that's something that I'd like to try. I'll do a monthly subscription and then decide after 1 or 2 months if I'll turn it into an annual subscription. So let me check the alert. It shouldn't escalate since it's from the test system, but I should still acknowledge it. Let's see. So accept alert. And the alert is about instance localhost 9115 down. Oh. Yeah, so what's happening here, because of course SSH down on localhost 9115, that's really strange, isn't it? But that's because of the rewrite that happens. So if you're not familiar with Prometheus enough, let me get back to the setup that we have here. The target of the request that Prometheus sends, maybe I should go into the Prometheus configuration. It's easier to explain there. So here we have the SSH check, and the targets are in this list. But in this relabeling process, the target to which Prometheus will send its actual check request will get replaced by the address of the black box exporter. But that also means that this address will then be used in alert messages. And that's of course completely confusing, but because now I don't actually know which one of these actual targets caused a request to the black box exporter to fail, which is of course unfortunate. And that's actually a good discovery before we roll this out in production, because that's something that you don't really want to have happen at night when you get an alert message that basically tells you, well, some host that was checked using the black box exporter failed its job, and now it's up to you to find out what happened. So we might have to actually try and refine this alert message. No, I'm actually interested in which machine it is, so let me go back to my Prometheus host. Let's reload this. Execute the SSH job. Oh, you know what? Now it's failing again. We don't have any SSH probe successes anymore. And that means the cookbook has been rolled out automatically in the background without me noticing, and something is broken again. How did I break this? Let's see. The regex is wrong again. So what happened is that Chef ran in the background with the old cookbook and overwrote my manual changes, and now the checks are broken again. So let's check on our CI progress. Okay, it's still testing, so it hasn't been rolled out yet. I'd say if I fix the configuration manually again, that should give CI enough time to roll out the bug fix, and that will then keep the configuration getting overwritten with something wrong again. Let's reload. Let's make sure I didn't break anything. And with this, we should be okay again. And I think that also should resolve our alert. Let's take a look here. Yep. Instance down is green again. 0 active hosts. So that should resolve the alert. If you're wondering why this alert down here is failing or firing, that's the Prometheus heartbeat, which keeps failing every time it runs, and that actually is used by our alerting system to make sure that our Prometheus instance is still running. So if these failing heartbeats stop coming into our pager system, that's a sign that Prometheus itself doesn't work anymore. So let me check my on-call dashboard. Alerts. No alerts right now. And they shouldn't appear because by then CI should be finished. If it isn't yet. That's still running. Where are we? Client. Oh, I think it starts with testing the server test suites and then the client test suite. So there's a good, yeah, it's client 2004. So that's a good chance that this is the last test suite that needs to be running. So that should be finished in a few minutes' time. So Balthazar, you actually are able to fall asleep to Star Trek Voyager, aren't you? But what happens if there's dialogue with Neelix? How can you fall asleep with anger and hate searing through your veins? Okay. Yeah, I'm using DuckDuckGo at the moment. because it's the best free option, I guess. But yeah, I'll give Kagi another try. And with regards to video switches, so I have an ATEM Mini ISO, ATEM Mini Pro ISO, which works great. But I'm always struggling to decide which video sources I'm going to pipe through that. Because in the end, the video switcher will of course only pass through one of the sources. And so, for example, if I plug my camera into the ATEM Mini, I will then switch between camera and, say, my iPad, if I use that for visualization as my blackboard, basically. And so I... oh, there's a 4K one. That's an option. But for example, in my presentation scene, I want to have my camera and my iPad on screen. And of course, I can't do that in OBS if only one of them comes in as a video output from the ATEM. And then I would have to start compositing video on the ATEM and in OBS, and then things, I think, will start to come apart. Job succeeded. Let's go back to our merge request, because that means there should now be running a pipeline for the release. If it was able to auto merge, yes, there's the release pipeline. And I hope it'll finish before my Prometheus configuration gets overwritten another time. Oh, that passed now, so I think we're good. That leaves us with the problem of the alert message. And that's something that I need to find out off screen, because that might be part of our global monitoring configuration, which also includes stuff like API URLs and API keys. So let's see. No, it's not in here. But as I can see, we can actually remove Slack as one of the alert receivers. We are not using Slack anymore. We've completely switched to Zulip. So that's something that I can actually do here. Which means let's remove the Slack API URL. That's that, but that wasn't what I was looking for. Prometheus rules, I guess. Instance down. Was that the alert that I got? Let me see. Status resolved. It says instance something something down, description instance of job SSH has been down, and instance said that it was the black box exporter instead of the actual instance. Okay, but shouldn't that have been fixed by this label rewriting? Because here we took the target and moved that into instance. The rewritten target that we stored in __ param target with the SSH port and stuff should have been put into instance. And then we replaced address with the black box exporter address. So if we are using instance in our alert message, that should be correct and reflect the host name with the port number. But that's apparently not the case. Why is that? So let me see how they did this here. Right, up here. They take the address separator semicolon, interesting. Regex everything, and then they write it into param target. But they have port numbers in there already, so they can simply use that, okay. Action replace. Okay, we don't have any actions in our configuration, do we? No. I hope it's the default action, because we don't have any actions listed in here. Zulip, I really like it. It's not as polished. It looks like I did the web design, but it works really, really well, and it really caters to a more asynchronous approach. It's not really online chat, meaning I can chat whoever is online at the same time, which is definitely not something that I would like for my remote team. It's more a mix between a forum and online chat, because if someone happens to be online, of course you can chat, but other than that, you simply leave messages and other people respond to it. And Zulip, for example, has a nice inbox view where you can see all the messages that have been left since you last checked in, where they get listed in a nice list. You simply scroll down and then your inbox is finished and empty again, and you're up to date again. And oftentimes you just don't have to respond. You can just read what everyone left and nod and then go about your business, which I really, really like. I don't have to trawl through all the channels that have an unread marker just to find out that it's all just status updates and stuff. So it's really, really nice, and I really enjoy it. And since we are a small team, Zulip is actually free, and I need to remind myself to actually get a paid subscription nonetheless, because I really want to support them. Zulip is an open source project. We just happen to use their hosted offer, because we have enough hosting to do as it is, and I don't need to have our own communications infrastructure in our own responsibility too, because that will only distract us if there's anything. If anything fails. I'd rather have the ops team at Zulip take care of that. So yeah, I can recommend it, and since it's free to use with only a few people, I would recommend simply giving it a try and taking a look. And as I said, be kind in terms of their design. It looks definitely different from Slack and other services like it, but that really doesn't, this shouldn't detract in any way. So let me see, then they use the param target label that they just replaced and overwritten, and no, separator is again semicolon. Or is semicolon just to finish this YAML thing and separator is actually empty? Then they use a regex and target label instance. That's strange. I'm not sure if that is the right way to do it. And then again, action replace. And then finally, they'll replace the address with the black box exporter. So all in all, it's basically the same thing as we have. Ours is just a little bit shorter, and I hope that's just because we are making use of default values. But that's something that I'll have to verify, to be honest. So let's look this up. Prometheus relabeling. I really should educate myself more on that. Prometheus labels. There are internal labels such as address. So let me get my own configuration on screen again. So we are using this address here. Host port of the scrape target. So that's actually the host names that we have collected. And what else do we have here? We have the parameters, param and then the name. So we do actually write that into a parameter named target because that's what the black box exporter expects as a URL parameter. It also expects a module parameter, which we set in a static way up here. So module and target should be sufficient for the black box exporter and are sufficient for the black box exporter to do its job. Stages of application. One source of confusion around relabeling rules is that they can be found in multiple parts of a Prometheus config file. Here in the scrape configs we have the relabel configs. There are metric relabel configs. That's if you want to rename metrics. We don't want to do that. And there's remote write, if you want to push stuff to a different API, I guess. Okay. First off, the relabel configs key can be found as part of a scrape job definition. Why did I choose it over Mattermost? I think one part at least was because Zulip is cheaper for us to get than Mattermost. I took a look at different Mattermost hosting offers and they were more expensive than Zulip's offering. I guess I would have used Mattermost on the basis of its features too. So there wasn't any consideration of features. I think in the end it was a cost consideration. Came down to cost. First off, the relabel configs key can be found as part of a scrape job definition. These relabeling steps are applied before the scrape job occurs and have only access to labels added by Prometheus service discovery. They allow us to fill the targets as well as manipulate the labels it sets. Okay, that's yeah, I understand. That's something that I already understood. Base relabel config block, source labels, action. Default is replace, so we don't have to list that. Okay. The replacement is by default $1, and the regex is by default the catch-all regex. So we are correct in leaving that off. Separator is semicolon by default too, so that shouldn't be a problem either. All that we need to list is the source labels, the target labels, and the modulus. And what we do is we have source labels, we have target label, but no modulus. And there isn't a default for modulus. What is modulus? Oh, the separator is the separator in the resulting label. Interesting. Regex, replacement, target label. The modulus field expects a positive integer. The relabel config step will use this number to populate the target label with the result of the MD5 extracted value modulus expression. I have no idea what that means. No, we are not integrate. Well, we are using opentalk.eu as our main video conferencing platform, but I'm not sure if Zulip does integrate with that. But the only integration we had been using before was that Slack automatically spawned a Zoom session, so it's not much that we are missing in terms of integration here. But your situation is that if you're replacing Teams, you need to have something that does both VoIP and team chat, and it's easy for us to onboard external collaborators in addition to our team with granular controls. Yeah, so you need to have some kind of a tight integration to your VoIP system, I see. I'm pretty sure that Zulip does work well with the major commercial VoIP systems, so I think something integrating Zoom or so shouldn't be a problem. We've chosen opentalk.eu because it's based in the EU, and that makes things much easier in terms of privacy regulations and stuff. The downside is that OpenTalk, while being another open source, I think open source solution, but we are also using the hosted variant, is less known, and I'm not sure if there's an integration with Zulip. I actually don't think I've checked, to be honest, and I'll have to do that. Okay, let's see. We don't want to just keep and drop stuff. The replacement is actually what we want to do. Replace the default action. It allows us to overwrite the value of a single label. Okay. So, if relabeling in scrape targets or scrape jobs happens before the job is executed, which is the only option that makes sense, how is it that an alert triggered by one of these jobs then doesn't have the relabeled instance information but the original one? That's something that I don't actually understand. And I'm not sure if I can find out how this is. Let me try a few search queries on my bigger browser window. Or, well, if this uses the font, then that's okay. Prometheus alerts use original instance label. Labels in Prometheus alerts think twice before using them. What? What's this all about? But with these settings, our Slack notifications look like this. Instance down, something has been done for, yeah, something. Okay. There's no summary, no description. Yeah, okay. So what do they do here? Annotations, instance, labels, job. That's exactly what we have. Okay. But their Slack messages are even less valuable than ours. First alert, instance down, no labels looks good, but why are the summary and description empty for instance down labels? What's the difference? There is instance down labels, where it uses labels instance and okay. And here, okay, they set just a static string as summary and description, but that does not get passed through to Slack. That's actually interesting. Yeah, that looks unexpected too. Maybe that's something that I need to learn. I'm not sure if it's related to my problem, but it's definitely worth learning. First alert, it looks good by summary empty for instance down labels. This, oh, instance down labels. Okay. Oh, those are empty. Not only do the labels not get replaced, or the placeholders here get replaced, the whole thing is missing. Okay. I want to know why. This happens because every time series is uniquely identified by its metric name and a set of labels, and every unique combination represents a new alert. Okay. We used variables like labels instance and labels job in our description summary, and as a result there is no common value for them. We can try ranging over all received alerts. Interesting, range alerts. Annotations, description, okay. And here it works. Now alerts are not blank, but the first one contains duplicates in Slack title and test. One solution is checking both cases. Oh dear, that is getting complicated. If there is a summary, then we'll use the summary, otherwise we'll just get the annotations. And if we use this custom template where they use Slack my title, and so that they, okay, that's a template. That they are using here, okay. That does look neat, and I think that's something that we should have as well. Okay, so that makes the alert messages, if they have more than one host, much more readable. And that's something that I definitely want to copy. But it doesn't explain what's happening for me here. Let's look at this. Automatically generated labels. We have a job and an instance. Yeah, we need to have to relabel instance though. Okay. Yeah, nothing much there. Controlling the instance label. I need to get a browser variant that has the bigger font size for streaming. Praxeus, you're never late. You're always right on time. Welcome to the stack. Okay, instance label uniquely identifies a target within a job. It may be a DNS name, but commonly it's just a host and port. That could be fine, but sometimes you'd like a more meaningful value, yes. Good news is there's a way. The target labels with host or alias. The trick is that the instance label of a target isn't what Prometheus connects to. It actually connects to what's in the address label, yep. This means you can change the instance label to any value you like, and Prometheus will still successfully scrape the target. Why does it seem as though the instance label is what Prometheus connects to? The answer is that the instance label is one of the two special target labels that must have a value. Accordingly, if no instance label is present after service discovery and relabeling, it'll be set to the value of address. But we do set it in relabeling, so that should actually do the trick. Let's say you are on EC2 and wanted to use the name tag rather than the private IP and port you'd get by default with EC2 service discovery. You could use a relabel rule like, we'll take the meta EC2 tag name and write that into instance. Yeah, see? You could go a step further and use the public rather than private IP while also setting the instance label. So what they do now is they take meta EC2 public IP and write that into address, adding port 9100. That's the node exporter port. And then they write the tag name into instance, the EC2 tag name. Yeah, that makes the instance name more readable, and they actually use the public IP to address to connect to the node exporter. That makes perfect sense. And since this regex is the default, as the comment says, they could even have left that off, but that would maybe just make this placeholder here a little bit more confusing. So this all looks like we already have that. You don't always need to use relabeling, get them in, providing DNS names as the address/instance for service discovery is supported and can work well for simpler use cases. That's a different topic though. Life of a label. My problem is, how does alerting come into this? So in the end, we have is instance label present? If not, it gets filled with address. That's the default. And that's the misconception that the other article was talking about. In the end, you use instance, but actually behind the scenes, Prometheus had been working with the address label before. And all the meta labels get removed, so there's a cleanup. Is address missing a port number? It automatically adds that for HTTP and HTTPS targets, okay. Okay. Target to scrape, generate URL scheme, host, path, params. We did influence the params successfully, otherwise the probe wouldn't work. It does scrape the target. So maybe the scraping does something to our instance label? Maybe. So we do set address and we do set instance. And then we connect to the black box exporter, which is in address every time. And does the scraping process reset our instance label? But why would we then set the instance label in the first place if we're going to lose it in the next step? That's something I don't actually understand. But let's follow that thought. Prometheus, scraping, relabel instance. I'm not sure what to search for actually. Relabel instance to host name in Prometheus. I think that'll just confirm what we already know. Oh dear, I'll have to reset all these zoom factors after I'm done. So here we have source labels, node name, and we'll write that into instance. Yeah, that won't work because where would node name come from? Okay, node exporter provides a metric called node uname info. So you'll have to use the metric relabeling instead of the relabel configs, I think. It's not possible to use node name for relabeling instance. Okay. Relabeling can only access metadata of the target. Metric relabeling can only access the labels of the same metric. Huh? Wait, what? That doesn't seem helpful. Mastering Prometheus relabeling. Yes, please. Posture. Oh dear. Best practices. Use relabeling sparingly. Dry run changes. Test them in staging environment. Yeah, okay. That's what we're doing. That did not add anything to what I already knew. Come on, Firefox. Oh, now I have this strange delay again. It only happens in this window. If I have to close this window, I can get one that's using a different scaling factor? No, I'd have to have a different browser for that, don't I? Because now it does strange stuff. Yeah, let's close this. I don't think that container tabs will help in that regard. Does this work? Yeah, okay. Okay, so let's try again. Prometheus alert instance label. Or do I misinterpret something here? Let me take another look. So we have an alert with annotations. That uses the label $labels instance, and $labels instance doesn't have the relabeled instance name in it. It should be parent target, which should be the host name with port 22 added. Maybe that only happened because the whole SSH job went away. It wasn't a specific machine going down. No, I'm sorry, it's still in the queue, Exegete. I didn't have any opportunity to add a comment because I didn't do any editing. Except from the small bug fix I did. But that was in JSON where I wasn't even able to add a comment, I guess. So yeah, it'll stay in the queue. It won't get forgotten. Won't be forgotten. Let's actually try and I think I can log into one of these machines and simply turn off SSH. I think I can. Let me see, we'll use this one. Nope, that wasn't what I meant to do. I think I didn't copy this correctly. Let's try again. Yep. Nope. GSP. That's an actual. Okay. That's a Git alias, okay. I meant GSH, of course. So if I do system control stop SSH, system control status SSH, it's stopped. It will be restarted by Chef eventually, but for the time being it should be dead, which means I should get an alert. So let me see. Not yet. Let me pull up Prometheus. Oh, I think I had that open in the other window that I had to close. That means I should be able to open Prometheus again. Let's do that. Prometheus testing, open and fill. Yep, here we are. No alert so far. That's strange. Let's do... what did we do? Probe success for job equals SSH. The SSH probe is still successful. How often do we run this probe? We run this probe every 10 seconds, so it should actually be failing by now. Except if it's already back. Yeah. I guess Chef must have run shortly after that. But that means we now have more time. Yes. Instance SSH is now 0. Oh, you know what? That will not trigger any alert because that's a new check. And the instance isn't down. It's just a probe that fails. So, yeah, this will... Okay, so Prometheus did detect this. We just haven't set up a proper alert yet. And the alert we got initially was because the whole job was failing. It wasn't failing for a specific host, it was failing altogether. And that probably then created this strange alert. So yeah, I was probably chasing a red herring here. At the moment, I'm not going to get any alert, I'm pretty sure. Because probe success 0 isn't the same as instance down. I got an instance down alert. Okay. Yeah, I guess we'll have to define a specific alert for the probe success for the SSH job and for the ping job. That's not a problem, actually. We can do that. So let's start SSH here again. Okay. And okay, that doesn't work. That's project source first here. No, it's projects first here. Ops chef. So let's go into our Prometheus rules. And let's copy instance down to SSH.json. Yeah, why not? The job is named SSH, so what did I do? So what I need to do is the ID is SSH. It's an alert for all nodes, and now we need something different. We need not up equals 0, but probe underscore success job equals SSH equals 0. If that's the case for 3 minutes, yeah, okay. SSH on instance unreachable. Does not respond to SSH or SSH connection fail to keeps failing. And we'll simply say the summary is SSH down on instance. Okay. So let's see, instance down. Okay, we didn't have any quotes in the expression there. This time we have. I think it's proper to escape them here. So that should do the trick. Let's upload that to our chef server. Knife data bag from file Prometheus rules SSH JSON. Okay. Now let's go here. Here's our Prometheus dashboard. They are all up at the moment, so if I check for equals 0, we'll get an empty result. Chef has been running, yeah, it should be running in a minute or so. So if I go ahead and shut down SSH on the other host, that we should see that in the dashboard, and we should see it in the alerts then as well. But I'll have to wait until my configuration has been updated here. I think that'll take another minute or so. And why not do another round of words on stream in the meantime, huh? Let's do something fun. Oh, come on. That's cheap. Oh, come on. That's cheap. Oh no, we don't have two C's. Box? What the hell is box? Oh come on, Praxeus. I'm not even a native speaker. What am I supposed to say? Well, yeah, more than one bock. Oh, well, come on. Really? I mean, I know what bock beer is, of course. I'm from Germany, but the plural of bock beer is box. I'll have more. I'll have a few bocks. Really? Beer. Yeah. Okay. Let's focus again. Don't suppose there's a bulk. Nope. Lob and lobs. Okay, I'll give it. I'll allow it. But we've exceeded the goal almost double, so yeah. Sobs? Well, I don't think there were two S's though, were there? We can skip 3 levels, so let's go ahead and do that. But let me check. Wait, let me check on the chef thing first. So yeah, chef run. We'll do another round, but I just want to make sure that things have been changed. Where do I get this? Is that part of Prometheus? No, it's in rules.yaml. So is there now an SSH rule? Yes, SSH has been added. Okay, we'll be able to test that after this round. Nope, yeah, you can't reuse letters, you have to work with what you have. Obey, yeah, that makes sense. And body, okay. I'm completely blanking here. Really? Oh man. Putting me to shame here. Bendy, nice. Still a lot of 4-letter words. Close one. Yeah. Oh, ebony. Nice exegete. Well done. Oh, I can see there are locks behind, in front of our name, so I can actually see if I'm locked or not. Ah, TIL. Boned? Yeah, that's Yeah, I feel boned myself. Okay, let's go back to our alert. Because I really want to get this done, and we're almost out of time here. There's a little confusion. Let's go back to here. Something more serious. I guess we'll do it like this. We'll run this. So there is no result now. Now I'll go here and shut down SSH again. That's down. That means if I go here after 10 seconds, this should show up. And we have the all nodes stuff. There's no SSH. Though? Why is there no SSH? Maybe because it hasn't fired yet at all. Maybe this lists only alerts that have fired once in the past. I made the mistake of setting the alert time to 3 minutes, didn't I? Let's see. Yeah, 3 minutes. Okay. Guess we'll have to wait. Wrong parent. It's still active. That's good. Maybe let's open the alerts here. It's not yet firing. You know what? I'll have an eye on things. Strange, I did see that immediately. Too slow, Proxius, too slow. Fur is too short. Ooh, and unlocked immediately. Nice. You could actually spell the German city of Erfurt, but names. Is Furt a word? No. Fret is. Do not fret, he said to his guitar. Ah, I would have needed 2 T's. But still, we made it by a hair. Strangely enough, our SSH check hasn't created an alert yet. And we should by now have past the 3-minute mark, shouldn't we? Let me see. I can't see the details here. I could do the graph. So this has been 0 for 5 minutes now. I'll show you. So I've, instead of the table, I enabled the graph, and you can see it has been 0 for 5 minutes now for the whole duration of this graph. Which means we should have gotten an alert by now. Why you not alert? Probe success, job equals SSH equals 0. Is there a syntactical problem? Alert SSH. I'm not sure if the expression here needs to be maybe quoted or something. On the other hand, what other expressions do we have in here? Oh no, there are more complex expressions here. Note something with quotes and everything. So if this works, my poor little SSH should work as well. I don't see any reason why this shouldn't trigger an alert. Probe success, SSH equals 0. It might have repaired itself by now if Chef got in the way. Yeah. So if we do this, the blue one here, that's our machine that switched from 0 to 1 at this time. And everything else had been at 1 already. And now we have no results here. Okay. I'm a bit stumped. Let's try something. I'll change the alert time. I'll kill SSH, which should have a result almost immediately. Almost. Yep. You can see here that web ECO is now down again. And that is supposed to trigger an alert almost immediately within a minute. Let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 alerts listed here. So one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. My SSH alert doesn't appear. That's at least a red flag. I wonder why that is. All underscore nodes. Is that something that we didn't consider? Yes, that is alarming. That reminds me of the joke that I keep making if we are in a pub or so and there's a sign warning this door is alerted. I always ask, why? What happened? Or alarmed. Why? What happened? Why is it alarmed? It doesn't really look worried. So we have a group, all nodes, and our check is part of that group, I hope. Or is it not? Instance down here. Alert SSH, yes. I mean, if the only thing that I can imagine, or that's different to the other expressions, is that we are using double quotes in here. And all the other expressions use single quotes. I can't imagine that that's the problem, but let's see. There's definitely no alert. Not inactive, not pending, not firing. And it has been down for more than a minute now. So something's not right. I'm just going to... what? Oh, we are in Vim, right? Yeah, okay. Let me make these single quotes. It's really the only thing that I can think of. No, not restart, just reload Prometheus. If that was the problem, then I would expect this to trigger. Because the metric has been down for more than 1 minute. But it's not even listed. Nope, doesn't work. Oh wait, is rules? part of Alert Manager? That might actually be the case. So we do have to do system control, reload, Alert Manager. No apparent change. Are we still down? Yes, we are. Let's take a look at rules, actually. Ha! Look at that. It's not even in here. Does Alert Manager have to be restarted for this to catch on? Maybe we only have a reload in our infrastructure code, even though it needs a restart. That's strange. Why would it need a restart? Okay, it did load its configuration. Nope, still doesn't turn up. Are you kidding me? Okay, I'm getting more and more confused. It has been overwritten again by Chef. We are back to double quotes and 3 minutes, but that's fine. It's definitely in there. Okay, we need more information about what's happening here. Give me a second. Okay, so this rules file is part of Prometheus. And not Alert Manager. The rules tell Prometheus when to contact Alert Manager, when there is an actual alert. So maybe Prometheus needs a restart? That's a good thing of having a test system where I can restart stuff willy-nilly. Prometheus. So, if there was some kind of a configuration syntax issue... Ah, look at that! Stopping rule manager? Okay. Okay, maybe it's the double quotes after all. Vim rules YAML. What else could it be? No. How do I find out? Journal control. Journal control -u Prometheus. Error loading rules. Loading groups failed. Group all nudes rule SSH could not parse expression. Unexpected equal sign. Huh. Do we need to... Do we need to escape the equal sign? Like this? No. Restart or start. Still failed. Oh, let's do another channel control. Unexpected equal sign. So if we do this, oh, I see what it is. Do you see it too? Man. Now we're back. Now that the rules are fixed, I guess we are back online, aren't we? Here's SSH. So it doesn't require an alert to be triggered first. That's good to know. Of course, that has been fixed too. So let's go back and... no, let's get this rule fixed first. So if so we have this. I guess we'll make these single quotes just for convenience sake. So that is syntactically correct now. If SSH has been down for 3 minutes, I think in production it makes sense to wait a little. If we have some kind of recovery process in place that tries to restart SSH or something. So that's that. And I think I just got an alert. Nope. That was an hour ago. Okay. So maybe we can wrap things up just in time by shutting down SSH. I'll need to lower the response time though. A reload should do now that it's syntactically correct. The previous reload simply ignored my broken configuration, so the rest of Prometheus kept running, but yeah, of course, that's the explanation why SSH never got displayed. So SSH on this instance is down. No alert yet. Oh, there it is. And it says SSH connection to label keeps failing. And it will replace instance with the node name. So there should be an alert anytime now. And here we are. Okay, nice. Okay, that means we can actually roll out my changes in production. It does work. Why is it only pending though? Shouldn't it be firing? Well, it triggered an alert. Strange. But Balthasar's right. Let's ship this. So all I need to do now is to enable the latest cookbook version for our production environment as well. These alerts apply to both the testing and the production environment, so the SSH alert here will be enabled right away once I roll out the latest code. And yeah, so that's it. I'll do that off-screen and off-stream, which means we can finish another successful live stream. Took a long time to actually find out what was going wrong, and in the end it was just a simple typo. I'm sorry that I wasn't able to redeem your comment reward, Exegete. It'll be preserved for next time. You'll get a nice little comment, I promise. And yeah, so that's that. And wait, what? You deserve a comment, Exegete. No discussion. Alright, so let's wrap things up. This was fun. This was productive, at least a little bit. And we'll actually go ahead and raid Zoding, who is a great developer. I really enjoy his streams and his snarkiness. So join me in raiding Zoding, and I'll be back tomorrow for the office hour, so bring your questions. Until then, take care.